There are many reasons to replace a speedometer cable. Some are noisy, might have melted to your exhaust, your speedometer bounces, or just plain locked up. Whatever the cause.
I'm gonna show you how to replace a speedometer cable in your little old truck. Here we go.
Welcome to Team Rocket Garage. Today, I'm gonna show you how you can replace the speedometer cable in your old Ford truck. This also applies to a lot of Dodges and a lot of Chevys. The first thing you're gonna need is a new speedometer cable and a truck in need of a speedometer cable. So in this truck, to get to the speedometer cable, it's actually right here behind the speedometer itself. These are cable driven. They just have a cable that goes to the transmission down below and then to the speedometer itself. It actually spins inside of there. It spins the cable, spins the gear in there, and then the level of resistance decides where the needle points. Pretty easy. We'll start by going ahead and getting all the screws out here. Now, this applies to a 73 to 79 truck. Your truck might be a little bit different, but it's gonna be the same basic process. So now we can go ahead and pull this guy out. We've got these knobs here. This is actually a different knob than stock, but typically these have a lever behind them, which allows you to pop them off. And then this guy right here, this light one, it has a little lever behind it right down here that you push down, and then you pull this guy out. Let's see if we can. Oh gosh. So now, lucky enough, this guy, we can rotate this and then not have to deal with the switch wiring back there. So now we've got to get this guy out. Now it is wedged in there pretty good, but we can undo the screws that keep the cluster in and pop it towards us. Now, because of the speedometer cable position in the back here, it's actually a little bit difficult to get this guy out, but it just catches down here. And this lip is just kind of to catch everything, so nothing just rattles to pieces. Now, if you have a 73 to 79 truck, I highly suggest doing what I did and just get a 79 to 91 Econoline gauge cluster. The plastic is much, much nicer, and they're readily available on eBay or in the junkyard. That's what this is, and it's super duper clean. This one has 108,000 miles on it, so super duper nice. So these lower guys, I remember they actually have a post in them that sticks in a hole so it doesn't let this move up or down. There we go, okay. And then this side here, oops, don't fall back in. So now this is a position that you'll be in where you can really beat stuff up a lot. Just be really patient, be careful with the glass here. So this is something that's actually really cool to show you. So a long time ago, you know that movie Matilda, where her dad is like the scumbag car dealer and he uses the drill to roll the odometer back? Well, it's a little exaggerated, but this is how it works. So here's your speedometer right here. And then on the back, you actually turn this guy and you can see the speedometer responding, right? So I'm spinning this by hand. So if we take a drill with a speedometer cable on it, we can actually put that in there and then spin so that's how fast that's spinning inside of your dashboard if you have an old truck like this. But here's the interesting part, is if we roll this backwards, we're actually going the other way. But if you watch the miles, so these are tenths of a miles that we're rolling back right now. That's how you roll back the mileage on an old vehicle. And well, this isn't practical information, and any vehicle that has an odometer that works like this is just gonna, I mean, it's not gonna have any change in value with miles unless they're documented. But I gotta show you the transmission side. This part's the yucky part. Okay. Now this truck is a really good example because I did an engine swap, but I have both speedometer cables in place here. So the first one's going to be this older style. This is going to be your typical style from the 50s all the way into the 70s and 80s. And then eventually you're going to have this adapter can actually sense the output shaft speed, and that tells the transmission when to shift and things like that. It also helps with cruise control if you have that. So we'll go ahead and pop this guy out. Nice. Here we go. And then there may be a tiny bit of transmission fluid on there. Here's the one that broke. So this is really, really long, 92 inches to be exact. So this is the side that goes into the speedometer itself, but this wasn't connected to the speedometer, and it actually melted here and grabbed it on the inside. That's why we broke this end off here, because the transmission still had to spin. In fact, we probably broke that plastic gear that was in there too. Funny enough, this doesn't have an O-ring on it. Is there an O-ring inside of here? Interesting. There's an O-ring on that one. Maybe this O-ring is more of like it's for the sensor itself. I feel like for the price of the part, like you'd put an O-ring on there because you could damage it pulling this out, right? Go ahead and tape this end up so it doesn't get dirty, because we got to shove it through some grease. All right, we got that taped up with some painter's tape, masking tape. It'll come off. We just don't want to get this all greasy and then shove grease inside of that transmission, because I don't know if you remember, but that bad girl, brand new, very expensive. I actually also see a clip on the frame down there that we'll be able to clip this to, which will be very nice, because this thing has catalytic converters now too. So let's see here. Oh gosh. See all the grease we just kept off of there? So fresh and so clean. Nice. There we go. So this is how it holds. It's got this little guy that sticks there so it can't go anywhere, and that'll frickin' do. Putting it together is pretty much the same as you took it apart, just in reverse. So I'm just going like frickin' 65, and I'm guessing that's in the realm of 3,400 pounds. Well, there you have it. That's how you replace a speedometer cable on a 1977 Ford truck. This probably is going to work for something from about 67 to 97. This broad range of trucks that all just kind of sit on the same technology, plus or minus a little bit. So if you like this kind of stuff, hit the subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching. Share it to your friends. Comment below what kind of truck you've got, and I'll see ya in the next one.